Hey guys, Joe here from Big Shark Gaming, and today I have, well, this person quit, something to talk about over just, um, Pokemon, because it's pretty much the best thing to ever talk about anything over. Um, but yeah, so it's something that's been weighing on my mind, and, pardon if I'm a little bit, uneasy about this, because truth be told, I kind of am. Um, uh, so, September 3rd, 1990. Why is this day important to me? Well, it's the day I was born. And it was the day I was born a straight white male who identifies as male. And what does this mean, right? What's the key importance to this? Well, straight white males who gender identify as a male have been kind of like the epitome of evil over the last few years. We're seen as those without oppression and those who should be oppressed because we've oppressed for so long. And, I do agree that, oppression started with people just like myself. With straight white males who gender identify as male. However, I think that a lot of this is caused by oh man, I don't even know how to explain it. A trickle down effect of sorts where it's just fuck. It's hard to talk about, guys. It really is. And I've been trying to talk about it and really think about what I want to say before saying it. But so when I was born, it wasn't like I was in my mom's womb and I had a checklist and I was just checking things off, yeah, I'll go with straight. I'll go with male as well, and white sounds good, right? Obviously that sounds ridiculous because it is ridiculous. It's such a silly thought to think that I chose to be what I am. And you know what? I'm not the least bit upset about, being a straight white male, of being, who I am, of being born this way. I am, however, mad over the events that have transpired since I was born this way. Since I was born a straight white male who identifies as a male. Because me personally, I don't care if the person across from me is anything else besides what I am. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're a female. And I definitely don't care if, you don't identify with a quote-unquote proper orientation. I don't care if you're gay or lesbian or if you're tranny or transvestite. I don't care. And I know that sounds douchey, but hear me out. It's because I shouldn't care. It shouldn't affect me in any way, shape, or form the life that another person chooses. And at the end of the day, it doesn't. I don't go home and get stressed out because I have a friend who is a black asexual man. It does not bother me. It does not affect my life in any negative way. So why should I care? Why should I judge him or oppress him just because he is what he is? because he did not choose to be born black. He did not choose to be born asexual. And I'm sure he's just happy over the fact that he was born and he's been able to experience the things that he got to experience in life, as I am myself. Because that's the way life should be. And I know it's way too easy to say that that's the way things should be. Life should be this way, because it's never going to happen like that. And I'm so tired of people saying, oh, it's 2015 people, it's 2016 people, it's 2017 people. Wake the fuck up. Because you want to know what? People don't want to wake up. There are so many people out here who want to not face change, who want to say white people hate us, or who want to say, black people are no good, or, that person's gay, so that's wrong. And you know what? That's because people just don't want to change. People don't want to ever leave the ignorance behind and say, oh, you know what? You want to know something really serious? These people aren't bad. The only bad people out there are bad people. And I know that's really redundant and really ridiculous to say, but the only bad people out there are ignorant people, people who just hold on to hate because there's no reason for it, or people who breed hate, who do something to breed hate. And that does not categorize. You could be a bad black, a bad white, a bad gay. You could be a bad anything. If you're full of hate and you're breeding hate and spreading hate, then you don't deserve the credibility. And you know what? With all that said, in the end, it doesn't help at all. And it really sucks. It really does suck. Because every day I go online and I'll see, fight for equality, fight to stop oppression. And I'll read the texts that's written there, and, people think that they're doing a good thing. I've read so many things where people are like, white privilege this, white privilege that. Well, guess what? I'm a white male. And I have the same fucking privileges as all my coworkers. I have an Indian coworker, a black coworker. I have a coworker who's straight from Africa, doesn't speak much English. I have Spanish coworkers. I have a lesbian coworker. And you know what? We all have the same job. We all have, the same pay rate. And it's funny to me that this can't happen all over the world. That we all can't have the same situation, the same position. Because people want to hold on to oppression. People want to hold on to this and that and all the little things that they feel, make them less special than anybody else. And with that, I want to get to the real big topic of this, which is the one thing that's really been irking me. There's a movie called Dear White People. And I always think to myself, and I've said it a few times, if there was ever a movie called Dear Black People, and it was a reverse scenario, it would be seen as racist propaganda, and it would never be able to air. It would never be able to, have the impact that something like Dear White People has had. And it's had such an impact that they're going to make a show out of it. Or they're trying to make a show out of it, I'll say, because right now it doesn't look like it's going to be working out. Um, because there's so much outcry over it and there's so much like petition. And that's a good thing because a lot of people who are petitioning the show and saying they're going to cancel their Netflix accounts and this and that, they're doing it and they're not all white folk saying it. A lot of minorities are saying it, and that's the best sign. Because we'll only be equals when we view ourselves as equals. We'll only be equals when the fighting stops and when people say, we are equals. We are just as special as the person right next to me. And at the end of the day, there is no white privilege. There is no dear black people. There is no, I don't know what I was thinking there. I knew he was a dark type. I'm still trying to get used to these new Alola forms and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, not to digress too much, I honestly feel as if the only thing that will stop oppression and hate is just to let it go and to not sit there and try to fix it. Because the moment you stop talking about something, that's the moment it disappears. When you stop thinking about every little detail and every little nook and cranny of life, you know what? Life gets better. You need to stop stressing over things. We need to stop with the whole minute details. And I know it's not easy. I know it's hard. I know people have been oppressed and they're angry. And they have the right to be angry for what they have gone through in their life. And what their ancestors have gone through in their life. But being angry doesn't fix anything. Being angry makes you make irrational decisions. Being angry puts you in a situation sometimes where you don't have the ability to come back. Trust me, nobody wants to be in that situation. Nobody wants to be left out in the cold, in the dark, with nothing because they made bad decisions. It sucks, man. And nobody has to live that. If we just learn to work together and just shut the fuck up, we don't have to complain every single step of the way. And that's what this generation does. This generation is sensitive. This generation is fragile. And that's because of all the oppression, because of all the hate, because of all difference in opinions and how vocal we could be over the internet. We could be 70 feet tall behind a computer screen. And it's the day where we stop thinking with that mentality that we have to be 70 feet tall behind a computer screen that, we'll go back to being normal. And it's so fucking dumb, guys. Like, it really is. We're wasting so much time being angry when we could be using this time to being productive, to going out there and doing what needs to be done, and just, actually being equals. To saying, hey, listen, a black man was president. It doesn't become a higher honor than that. A black man was president of our country, the greatest country in the world. He wasn't oppressed because he never let the oppression get him to that point where he felt that he cannot overcome it. There's rich black doctors, there's rich Spanish doctors, there's rich Asian doctors. And you know what, man? There's rich everything, really. And how does that work? It's because they don't view themselves as oppressed. They view themselves as, someone who is giving an opportunity. Took that opportunity and they were like, you know what? You know what? I am not going to take this opportunity and not use it. I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to do something great with it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to use this opportunity to make something of my life. I'm going to use this opportunity to show that there is no real oppression. There is no real force that says I cannot do it, because I'm going to show everybody that I can, and I did. And guess what, guys? It's the same thing. We can all be equals. We can all be one with one another. We can all sit there and go to our jobs and make money and look around and look at all the people that we're working with that are from all different spectrums, who are from all different races and backgrounds and ethnicities and orientations and genders. And you want to know why? It's because secretly the only thing causing this divide and causing the depression and causing hate is our fucking mouths, our fingers, our mentalities, our fears and desires. And it's so silly to think that something so simple is right in front of us. And the real reason why it's not going away is because we're so focused on it. We're obsessed with it. We're, scared that if this goes away, what will we have to talk about? A peaceful world? What do we have to lose, guys? We have nothing to lose. Well, I mean, just as Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. Stop being hateful. Just open your eyes for one day. Go out there for one day and say, "Dear everybody, you and me are all the same. We were born the way we were born. We didn't have that choice. We were born into life we were born in. We didn't have that choice either. But we have the choice to seek opportunities and to use those opportunities to benefit us, to use those opportunities to make our lives worth living. And whether that opportunity is to go out and make $35,000 a year and give every penny, to support your family, or that opportunity is to go out and make $35 million a year and use that money selfishly, or to make someone else's life a little bit better. That's your choice. That's your opportunity, and everybody has that opportunity. That's what America's all about. That's what the world's all about. And the moment we start focusing on opportunities, it's the moment that we stop focusing on how much everybody supposedly hates each other. Like I said, I'm a straight white male who's born a straight white male and identifies himself as a straight white male, and also identifies himself as somebody who is equal with everybody around me. And it's that easy. I'm Joe from Big Short Gaming. Thanks for watching and listening, and hopefully this really gets into somebody's head, because the world's a beautiful place, and we only have so long to live, so you might as well spend your life happy and seeking opportunities and not focusing on the negatives in life. I'll see you guys next time.